I'm scared to lose myself or to grow old. And all my shadows, they just don't know where to go. And life is like a dream where I walk down a long road. And when I wake up, I just don't know where to go.
Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. Haven't done a makeup tutorial for you guys in a really long time, so I thought today I would do another Baddie ABG inspired video. I'm just gonna give you guys an updated version of my glam when I do decide to go out on the very rare occasion, because as you guys know, currently we're mostly all in quarantine, and even when we weren't in quarantine, I honestly didn't really go out anyway. But now that I'm gonna turn 21 over the summer, maybe I'll go out senior year, who knows. But anyway, I wanted to show you guys my routine. Also, if you guys didn't notice, I have a new setup, which I'm really very excited about. And you guys would have known this if you saw on my vlog channel. So if you guys have not seen my vlog channel, I'll put it in the link down below, and I'll put a link right up here for you guys to check it out. So be sure to check out my vlog channel to see what I'm up to in my daily life and just what I'm up to in general. So without further ado, let's get into today's makeup tutorial. Oh, I just washed my hair, so it's a little like crazy and fluffy right now, but I made myself a hojicha latte. Okay, before everyone roasts me about the plastic straw, I normally always use reusable straws. However, since coming back to my family home, I had a bag left over in my home of reusable straws that were there from like 6-7 years ago, and I just never used them. And so I'm just trying to use them up, and I recently purchased some metal straws that I would reuse. So don't come at me in the comments. I do use reusable straws. I'm just trying to use up these straws to not let them go to waste. I made myself a delicious hojicha latte. Oh my god, guys, it is the best. It's like, it's a little nuttier than its cousin, the matcha latte. Oh my god, so good. Oh my god, love. It's my absolute favorite. Anyway, so let's get into the tutorial. Into these clips. These are the trendy clips that everyone uses because I just follow what everyone else does, honestly, at this point. Cute! Okay, so I got these off of Amazon, by the way. You can just look up like creaseless hair clips or something like that and you can find them. I did use a moisturizer already, so I already prepped my skin. And the first thing that I'm going to be doing is going in with foundation. So for foundation, I am currently using the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. Two foundations that I'm using in two different shades. So the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place foundation, and I'm in the shades 2W2 and 3W1.5. So I'm just gonna mix both of these. Honestly, I might just be my lightest shade now because, yeah, I'll do a little bit of the darker one. Because I've been indoors all day, you know, so like, how dark am I even gonna be? I'm honestly getting paler and paler. I always just put the product all over my face. And then going in with a Morphe M466 brush, I'm just gonna blend all of the foundation into my skin. And of course, be sure to go down the neck. So I think that honestly matches pretty well. I'm yellow as hell. Anyway, so after foundation, I'm going to be going in with concealer. I use the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in Vanilla. And I use this one for under my eyes, and when I'm doing spot conceal, I use the NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer in Light 2.6 Cafe Con Leche. Love the Too Faced one. I just feel like you get so much product in here, so it just feels like great value for money. A couple dots there. Lately, I've been into just not using super heavy makeup, so I'm not trying to do like crazy amounts of base layer makeup. And then going with the same foundation brush. Normally, guys, I use a beauty blender, but I've left all my beauty blenders in my apartment at Berkeley, and I have none as a backup at home, so just using a brush for now. But if you have a beauty blender at home, feel free to use a beauty blender. Now I'm gonna go in spot conceal, and I'm just gonna do a little bit on some of my red spots. My skin has honestly been doing a lot better lately. I swear to God, it's because I've been sleeping a lot more. But my schedule is still crazy. Last night I slept at 6:30 a.m. because I just started a new Korean drama, and well, just time flew. It's so good. It's called Sky Castle. I highly recommend it if you guys have not seen it. I love it so much because I can relate to a lot of what the drama talks about. It's focused on rich families and how there is a huge pressure in these Asian communities to send their kids off to really prestigious universities. I just think it's really interesting. Okay, concealer done. Now it is time for powder. So for powder, I always like to go in with a loose powder underneath my eyes because I really want to set my concealer so that it doesn't crease. Honestly, I don't really crease that badly around my eyes. It's more so I crease around my nose, like here, my smile lines right here. And so I always like to focus my powder on my eyes and right here on these crease lines where it creases. I just wet my little beauty blender, Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm just going to press it in there under the eyes. And I honestly just press it into the nose, like in this crevice right there, because I am extremely oily. You know, I honestly thought like, oh, after puberty, maybe I wouldn't be as oily. No, bitch. I am still super, super oily. And that's all I use for the baking powder for this step. And then I go in with a pressed powder. So I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder in the shade Medium. And it looks like this. And I just go in with my Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH06 brush. And I just go in a little bit like this. And I just pat it all over the other parts of my face. Of course, if you're not oily or if you have like dry skin, don't bake as much as I do, or don't even bake at all. Some people don't even set. So just really set if you find it necessary. If you're oily, just bake that particular area more so, and just cater to your skin type. So I keep on letting this bake sit on my skin for a little bit longer, and so while I'm letting it sit, let's move on to brows. So for brows, nothing has really changed. I still use the exact same brow pencil in the exact same shade as before, just the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in the shade Medium Brown. So when I do my brows, the way that I like to do it is I first line the bottom. So I focus on the bottom right here, and I line all of the bottom first, then I line the top, and then I fill in with little hair strokes, and then in the end here I extend it. And the direction in which I extend it is following along with the bottom of my brow, and I just extend it just long enough such that when I line my pencil to the corner of my eye to my brow, as you can see there is a tiny gap there. I end up just drawing my brow up to that line essentially, because that is how everything connects. And it's really important for when you draw your brow. You don't want to draw things too long because it'll make your eyes seem droopier, and you don't want to draw them too short because it'll cut off the frame of your face. And as you guys know, it's really important because brows really help to frame your entire face. So it's important to draw your brows correctly to the right length. So I'm going to go in with my left brow, starting on the inside, just drawing it up, filling the bottom first. And then once I reach the end here, all I do is extend it out a little bit more, like that. Then I start from the top, right on the arch. I feel like I am missing some definition where my arch is, so I do try to focus on really defining that arch. And I'm doing little hair-like strokes just because I don't like to have a really defined one line going through. I just feel like that looks a little bit too unnatural. After I finish filling in my brow, I go in with a spoolie and I brush up first and then I brush down. So starting from the front, I like to brush upward. I start to brush in the direction of my brow downward. I feel like this really helps to blend everything in. I brush lighter towards the end because I don't want to brush away the color. In the front, I brush a little bit harder just because I like to have a better fade. That is one brow done. And I'm just going to do the same thing on my other eye, and I'll be right back. So to clean up the brow, I'm just going to go in with my Born This Way concealer and an angled brush. And I really just focus on cleaning the undersides. Guys, if you aren't cleaning your brow, you have to do it. I'm telling you, it is a game changer move. So I just finished my brows, and to set my brows in place, I'm gonna go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. I've been using this for a really long time now. I know a lot of people like to use Maybelline Clear Mascara, which I used to do that, and now I just use this because I find the formula to be a little bit thinner. I feel like the Clear Mascara is slightly thicker, and it sometimes clogs up my pores, so sometimes I get little textures and bumps underneath my brows. So that's why I just like to stick with the Anastasia brow gel. Basically, just quickly run it through. I don't run it too much at the end because obviously there's no hair there, so if I run it through too hard, it sometimes rubs off on the color of the extra tail that I extended it from, and that's it. So really fast and simple, just nothing crazy for the brows. And after the brows, now we're gonna move on to the fun part, which is eyeshadow. So for eyeshadow today, I'm going to be using the Tati Beauty palette, and Case, I know you're watching this, and I actually stole this. Okay, I didn't steal. Well, technically I guess I stole it because I didn't tell her that I was going to take it. I wanted to take this because I wanted to use it while I made makeup tutorials, so Case, if you're watching, thanks for letting me borrow your palette. Guys, be sure to give her a little follow. She also has a YouTube channel, and I'll put it in the link down below. So typically when I do my eyeshadow, I like to start off with a nice base on the bottom. So I'm just gonna go in with, which is this shade right over here, and I'm just gonna place that all over, and I'm using a Morphe M456 brush, and I'm just putting this all over my lids. I don't like to use concealer and then set it because my eyelids can't handle that much stuff on them. Sometimes it gets really droopy and I just feel really tired. So that's why I just go in with a light eyeshadow color. So going in with a JH31 brush from Morphe, I am just going to dip into this color right over here, and I'm just gonna do a quick wash in the crease, dust off the excess, and then just start in my outer crease. For this look, I'm going all the way inward and then all the way outward. So it's gonna cover the entire width of my eye, essentially. Now, I really like a blended out eye look, so I'm just gonna use a Morphe M52 brush. It's just a clean brush, and I'm just gonna blend out the outer edges even more just to diffuse the color. So using a JH40 brush, I am just going to go into Poet up here, and I'm just going to be taking a little bit on my brush, nothing too much because it is quite pigmented, and I'm just gonna be focusing this on the outer V of my eye. And I like to flick upwards because I feel like it really helps to make your eye look more catty and extends your eye out. To add a little bit more depth into the outer corner right here, I am going to be going in with a little bit mix of Soothe and Ritual, these two colors, just tapping off the excess and just placing that in the outer corner. For this particular darker shade, you're gonna really wanna focus it on the lower lash line, so it almost creates like a really just smoky effect. So it's gonna give you something like that. As you can see, the little bit of brown on the outer corner really helps to dramatize the eye and really helps to smoke everything out. And I'm just gonna be, again, going in with the fluffy brush that I used earlier. And I'm gonna be going in with a little bit of Soothe and Aura, and then just helping to blend out from the crease and upwards. Going back to the sequined color I used up here, just to define the crease a little bit more. You really want to go in with a lot of windshield wiper motions just so that you can really ensure that all the colors are really blended out. So I'm gonna go in with the tiny pencil brush again, just going back to the dark brown Ritual and just smoking out my lash line and flicking it up a little bit, because I just feel like in order to create a sultry look, it's so important for you to really smoke out the lash line, just really gently. So for the center of my eye, just to bring it out a little bit more again, I'm going to be going in back again with my Morphe M456 brush. The sequin color of the Aura section, so this color right here, a little bit of that in the center of my eye. And that is all I'm going to be doing for the eyeshadow part of this look, so I'm going to repeat this entire process really quick on my right eye, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I just finished doing the other eye, and now it is time for eyeliner. So for today, I'm going to be using my trusty Stila Stay All Day Liquid Eyeliner, and this is the color in Intense Black. I always start from the outer corner, and then I go inwards. Because I have pretty small eyes, and because I have hooded eyes, I don't have that much eyelid space, as you can tell, so that's why I don't draw my eyeliner all the way inwards anymore. I feel like it just covers too much of my eye and it ends up making my eye look more closed, so that's why I just do a wing and it really tapers in on the inside. And That's just how I like to do it for my particular eye shape. Of course, if you have larger eyes than I do and you have more lid space, then feel free to draw the eyeliner all the way to the inside of your eye. I just feel like I look best when I draw from my outer corner only to about like halfway around where my eye is, because it just flatters my eye shape the most. As you can see, there is a pretty big difference from with eyeliner and without, and I'm just going to repeat the exact same process on my right eye. For me, after I finish my eyeliner step, I stop working on the eyes and I start working on the rest of my face. And I do this because I find that if I curl my lashes, put on mascara, and put on falsies, after I do all of my other base, I find that the powder sometimes gets on top of the lashes and it doesn't make my lashes as clear and as black, and there's just like some fuzzies on there, which is really difficult to dust off. So for now, I'm just going to dust off the rest of my bake, and I'm going to finish off with the rest of my actual face makeup. After I've dusted off all my bake, now it is time for contour. So for contour, I've always been using the exact same product for a really long time now. I go in with my Benefit Hoola bronzer, and I'm just going to be going in with my JH05 brush and dipping into this. So you suck in your cheeks and then you really find out where your jawbones are meant to be. I don't like doing my contour too harsh because it just looks so unnatural with my face shape. Really need the jawline. My jawline needs help. Sometimes I find myself on Instagram just looking at like before and after surgery, and oh my god, it literally makes me want to fly my ass to Korea and get myself a nose job, because I just feel like my nose is huge. And I mean, people tell me all the time that it's not big, but I just feel in my head that it's huge. I would love for like right here to just go boop, just like in more, just so I just feel like on the bottom it's like a huge ball. Maybe it's all in my head, but seeing these before and after pictures of plastic surgery for rhinoplasty really just makes me want one so badly. Anyway, going in with my Morphe E62 brush into the same Benefit Hoola bronzer. I also use this to contour my nose. So I like to start all the way up at the brow because I don't just want the bottom here to be thinner, I want it to appear like I have a bridge all throughout. So that's why I start from the brow and I go down to my nose, and then I just kind of like whoop, just like swoop in. Okay, so this is the contour right now. I know it looks crazy harsh, but it will be fixed with the invention of baking powder. But right now I'm going to be going in with bronzer. So for bronzer, I'm using two different types of bronzer. We're gonna be using the Bobbi Brown bronzing powder. Woo, that's like a mouthful. That is so hard to say. Like these. And I'm also gonna be using the Too Faced Sweetheart bronzer in Sweet Tea. I really, really love the Bobbi Brown bronzers. I feel like they're perfect shade, not too muddy, really easy to layer also, and they don't give you too much pigment. You know, sometimes for bronzer and like face products, you don't want too much pigment because then it's really hard to blend out sometimes. So I'm gonna be using the JH02. So I'm gonna be going into the Bobbi Brown, tap off the excess, and then I'm just gonna be making just big general like circular motions, kind of just going along where I contoured and just really bringing it down my neck too. I'm gonna just be going in with a tiny amount of the Sweetheart bronzer, and I'm just mainly focusing this on like the upper parts of where I bronze. Now that I'm done with bronzer, now is the time when I bake. So I'm gonna be using the Kylie setting powder in yellow, looks like that. And I'm just going to carve out where I want my contour to end, basically, where I'd want to bake. I just feel like adding this baking step makes a huge difference in your makeup game because it just cleans everything up and it just makes everything so much cleaner. Now I'm just gonna let that rest on my face for a little bit, and while I am baking, I'm now gonna move on to blush. So for blush today, we do have a couple of options. I have my trusty dusty favorite, NARS Luster Blush, and this is one of my favorite blushes because I just feel like it really complements the yellow undertone of my skin, and I really like the fact that it's warm and it has an apricot undertone. It looks like this. It is really a beautiful, stunning color. So I do have two Kylie Cosmetic blushes that I also really like to use. This one is called Kitten Baby, and this one is called Baddie on the Block. The Kylie blushes are matte, and the NARS Luster blush does have golden reflex in it, which I think makes you look really youthful and really pretty, especially if you want a glowy look. I am using a Morphe E4 brush, and I'm going to be mixing Baddie on the Block and Kitten Baby, and just putting that on the apples of my cheek. NARS Luster blush, just going in with it like that. So normally when I do blush, I start from here and I go upwards, but when it comes to anything sparkly, I do only put it on the tops right up here, just because that is where the light hits, and I think that flatters me the best. So that was it for the blush, and now I can dust off the rest of this bake. So just want to dust off the rest of this. The next step is going to be highlighter. So for highlight, I'm going to be using the Becca Cosmetics highlighter in the shade Opal, and I'm going to be going in with my Morphe R31 brush, just dipping in a tiny bit on the edge like so, very little bit. I don't want it to be too sparkly, and then I'm going to do a little bit on my brow bone and my nose, just a tiny bit there. And on the nose, I always like to do the tip of the nose. So for the rest of the eyes, I'm going to be going back in with my Tati Beauty palette, and I'm just going to be doing the under eye eyeshadow. I'm going to be going in with the JH43 brush, just any sort of shadow smearing brush you can use. I'm going to be going in with Soothe right over here, and I don't like to smoke out my lash line too much downward because I feel like that is also a little overwhelming. So just taking a little brush again, I'm going to be going into a little bit of Ritual, which is this dark brown shade up here. And I'm just going to be focusing this dark brown color on the outer portion of my lower eyelash, right over here. So that is all I'm going to be doing for my lash line color, and now I'm going to be going in with curling my lashes, putting on a little bit of mascara, and then I'm going to do the falsies. Just using the D-Up Volume Extension Mascara, and just literally just doing one coat. Really light, just to make my lashes black. So after just one quick coat of mascara, now it is time for lashes. So for today, the lashes I'm going to be using are these from Lorella. Lorella is one of my all-time favorite lash brands. No, this is not sponsored, I just love their lash brands. So I'm going to be using these Lorella lashes in the style Emma for today's look. Yeah, I just really love these. I highly recommend them. I wish I was sponsored, but I'm not. So it looks something like that. So now that the lashes are on, the next step is going to be lower mascara. So going in with the same D-Up Volume Extension Mascara, I find that this is the only mascara I have tried so far. This and the Heroin Make like extra waterproof, something like that. That one and this D-Up Volume Extension Mascara are the only two mascaras that do not smudge or flake on me. Just going in and wiggling down. So I just finished doing my lower mascara. And now I'm going to be going in for the inner corner highlight in my eyes, and I'm going to be using the Desi x Katie collaboration in the shade Fuego. This highlighter is super bomb, and I love using this for the inner corner. I'm just going to be doing a little bit. And now I'm just going to highlight my Cupid's bow. So I'm going to line my lips with the Kylie Cosmetics lip liner in the shade Caramel. After I finish lining my lip, I'm going to be going in with the Bite Beauty Amuse Bouche lipstick in the shade Whip. This is one of my all-time favorite lipsticks. It's like a creamy liquid lip. I just feel like it looks just so beautiful and really natural. And yeah, so I think that is it for the makeup. So now I need to do my hair. I'm going to be doing something a little different. I'm going to do two little space buns. This section of hair. So try to make sure you have the same amount of hair on both sides. So right now, these two are about in the same place on my head. Just going to start with the right twist. And then hold it into the bun, like that. Put it into a bun. They're not even, but that's okay. Pull out some pieces just to frame your face. So that is it for this hair tutorial. It's really cute, really simple, something you can just literally do within 5 minutes. So yeah, I think that is it for today's look. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, give this video a thumbs up for more tutorials. And be sure to follow my Instagram, which is @MeredithHeartsU, and my Twitter @MeredithMao, so you can see what I'm up to when I'm not filming YouTube videos. And don't forget to click the notification button right next to the subscribe button so you won't miss out the next time I upload a brand new video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial, and I'll see you guys in my next one.